Hey, Mikey's board. This is Steve with FittleBug. Couple of things I want to get out in the open. One, I'm only showing you this because a couple of people were inquiring how it worked. So if this is considered sales, take it down and pick up the phone and call me. Otherwise, this is the way the new feature works. It's something you guys were asking for. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but it is a kind of a complex thing. So hang in there, bear with me. I've got it on a test model. By the way, I put my face up here so that you can see who I am. More importantly, it's because I just bought this new laptop and I want to see how it works with the new laptop. So no, I'm not phenomenal, and this is FittleBug, not Service Monster. So here we go. The concept is you don't want to bounce around from location to location too far from existing appointments. So we've always had a feature that said if you can you can incentivize people to book within a certain mile of existing appointments. So maybe within 5 miles, you can incentivize them to choose a time if it's open, giving them additional, whatever you want, a percentage or dollar amount, maybe, $10, $20 to choose a time where you're already in the area. But what this tool does is kind of the opposite. It says from the existing appointments, if you are farther than a certain radius of miles, do not allow them to book immediately after these existing appointments. So let's look at it. First of all, there are a couple of layers here to know, and one of them is you can determine what categories are assigned to what providers. So, for example, I have carpet cleaning assigned to all 3 providers. I have mattress cleaning assigned to 2, and I have upholstery cleaning assigned to just Bill. So that's a determining level of control. The second thing you can do is you can control the back end on what zip codes a service provider is assigned to. For example, under these zip codes, 08011, anybody, all providers can service it, whereas under 08004, only Bill services that. So it really doesn't matter what the other 2 calendars are. When somebody logs in with that, they're only going to see Bill's calendar. Kind of nice if you send a truck to a certain direction all the time. So those are controlling features. So you can control it at the zip code and the category level. Now you can control it at the mileage level as well. So under this scenario, today's Wednesday the 6th. We've got our 3 providers, Bill, Celeste, and Wesley. And I kind of put something out there on the 9th, which is 3 appointments, 1 for each one. So each one is tied to 60039, as you can see here. So that's the zip code that each one of these 3 are going to Saturday at 1 o'clock, just to prove this example. Now, the other thing you need to know is I'm starting the appointment from this zip code. This is in the St. Charles, Chicagoland area. This is my zip code. Now, if we go out to here, 60039, that's a town called Crystal Lake. It's 21.39 miles away from St. Charles. And my parameter is set to be 20 miles. So anything over 20 miles, it's not going to allow a booking or for you to go to because it's beyond the mark. Now, you can set that to 10 miles, 5 miles, 8 miles, 12 miles, whatever the heck you want. But whatever it's set to, if it's 19.8 miles, it'll allow them to book immediately after. If it's 20 miles and beyond, it will not. Okay, so these are the parameters set in this instance. I think the other parameter from a proximity incentive tool we've had for a couple of years now is set to 8 miles. So that, just so you know that in case it shows up. Okay, so if we got these set basically for beyond 20 miles, and a consumer goes in here and logs in to my zip code and clicks go, and let's just pick one thing, something very, very small from a time standpoint, because I want to make a point here. I have no idea how long that takes, but we're about to find out. So in this instance, it's 18 minutes plus travel time. Okay, so now we look at this and say, when is anybody available? First thing you'll note is because there's a discount option, it shows up here in the legends. So if somebody wanted to choose that, it says we're going to give you a 10% discount because you are within our range of an existing appointment, which is this. Okay, that appointment right there starts at 9 o'clock. So from 8 to 8:48, which is 18 minutes plus 30 to travel, we can squeeze you in at 8 o'clock if you want that one, and then get to our next appointment on time, because this one only takes 18 minutes. By the way, this works for blocks of time as well as down to the minute, which I'm showing you right now. But the new feature we built is this right here. Okay, if we look over here and say starts at 12, ends at 1 for each one of the providers, nobody's available. But are they available after or before? Now remember, I logged in with over 20 miles from those appointments. So here's the noon o'clock appointment. And so it blocked out that one. And because it ran into the next one, it blocked out that one. So normally this one and this one would be available. But because it was logged in to a zip code that was farther than 20 miles, those are not available. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to change the zip code. And I'll make it something closer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in with 60039, which is exactly where those 3 appointments are that were blocked out with a zip code beyond 20. So now I'm going to say, hey, I'm within 20. As a matter of fact, I'm right there. So if we go and, let me just refresh my screen a second here. If we go and choose area, the same thing we did before, click schedule, you will now see that not only is it available, but it's saying these 2 are now available, but it's also saying we're within the miles set, because it's right there, 60039, of existing appointments. Now, because all 3 are there, who will get it first? Well, that depends upon who you said to get it first. In this instance, Bill is the first priority, then Celeste, and then Wesley. So if we were to book this and get our 10% discount, it would go to Bill, who has priority 1. So that's kind of the approach. You can gear them to the right provider by zip code and by category or skill, if you will. Now you can gear the consumer at 6 a.m. or 11 p.m. or whenever they're looking to book you by saying, here's when we're available, but we're not available here because you're beyond 20 miles, and it will just block it out as unavailable. They will be forced to choose a different time. So that's it. I think it's one of the better features we've come up with to add on to FittleBug. And by the way, since I've had FittleBug, I've never increased the cost. So I hope you guys appreciate that. It pays for itself if you'll just use it and tell people. I see it every day. So hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Give me a call, Steve at 630-444-2000 or Steve at FittleBug.com. Thanks, Mikey. I appreciate everything you do for the industry and guys like me, vendors. So this is not me signing out phenomenally, and this is not the Service Monster. This is FittleBug. See you guys.